fast can a car go across the standing mile? Well, we're about to find out, because this is the Colorado Mile where this Hellcat hopefully can go at its top speed. Unfortunately, this is a little bit above my pay grade, so I need somebody to help me out. Our race car driver,
Give me that helmet.
Paul. So Paul, this is interesting, right? We're a mile above sea level,
yeah.
So we've got less air density, but we've got a supercharger.
We do, so that's going to help a little bit. We've got a little less drag too, so we make a little less horsepower, but we have a little less drag. And I've got a mile to do it in.
It's called top speed racing, and the idea is simple. Achieve the highest possible top speed over a standing mile. What's your name?
Norman.
Hey Norman, I'm Roman.
Hey Roman, pleasure.
What are you looking for, Norman?
So on these cars, I just asked the driver if the vehicle was stock.
Yep.
So there's really not a whole lot to go looking for other than to make sure his own personal safety equipment is correct.
Yep.
We'll check that the tires are the proper speed rating.
Okay.
Make sure all the belongings are out of the car and look under the hood, have a quick glance, make sure it's like you said stock, and he's good to go.
And how fast do Hellcats usually go?
Typically we see these in the 170s, but up here in the elevation, I'm not really sure.
Okay.
In Texas we see 170s out of them.
That runway is exactly 8,000 feet. We cut off 125 feet for the staging and start, okay? Now, and then minus 5,280 leaves you just under 2,600 feet for braking. At 200 miles an hour, you're burning up 293 feet per second. That's a football field. You're looking through that 2,600 feet really fast, all right? We had somebody last event almost execute that turn at the end on 2 tires. They were going so fast.
All right, when this truck takes off, the earth shakes. This is probably the coolest lightning out there. All right.
But to be able to up your speed limit, you must be within that 140 to 165 mile an hour window. If you are, it's going to say, here's your wristband, take that blue, here's your speed slip, take that blue wristband off, and here's your purple. It's that simple.
You have to earn your purple bracelet.
I have to earn my purple bracelet. Yes.
Otherwise, you can only go 165.
Yeah, and hopefully we're going to do better than that. So they're making me do a run, which we figured we'd try at the 500 horsepower mode, because that could be kind of cool to see how fast it'll go like that. And it needs to be, what was it, between
145 and 165, yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to try the very first run at 100% maybe, but at 500 horsepower. So what are you gonna go for? What time? What speed? I mean.
I don't know. I mean, I need to be somewhere in the middle so I don't go, because he was very adamant about not going over.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just be a little careful and try and keep it below 160 at least on this run.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Blue. Okay. Oh, you're good.
All right, about to do my first 1 mile event ever in the Hellcat. We're gonna see how she does. Now it's in 500 horsepower mode because they want us to go no more than 165 miles an hour on this first run, just to make sure we get a lay of the land and know where the course is and all that stuff. So we're gonna see what it does in 500 horsepower mode, in drive with traction control on. So just stock Hellcat. Hoping in 700 horsepower mode, we're looking more like 170 to 175 miles an hour. So we'll see. And here we go. Just foot to the floor. mile at 120, 131, 3/4, 38, 140, 45, 46, 47. Just shifted, 151. Good. So yeah, it seemed to be about 150, 151. Running it in the 500 horsepower mode, and it took us 33, our little solo DL, 33.06 seconds to do that. So let's see what we can do from here. This is when it gets fun, because now I get a bracelet that lets me go to 199 miles an hour. Again, the car won't do that, not with 1 mile. It needs more than that, but it should get over 170. So we'll see how it compares to the 500 horsepower mode on the next run.
And perhaps more importantly, Paul and I were both curious to see how our 8-speed automatic Challenger would compete with this blue Hellcat Charger and this silver Hellcat with speed manual transmission. And of course, this bright red Z28 Camaro, another muscle car with a little bit less horsepower. But before we get to the high-speed racing fun, meet Shannon Matus. Her and her husband have been putting on high-speed races around the country now for 14 years. And how long have you been doing it?
We have the Colorado Mile we have been doing for 2 years.
Yeah.
But we started in the state of Texas and with the Texas Mile.
Yeah.
And we've been doing the Texas Mile since 2003. So 14 years we've been putting on top speed racing events.
So why did you come up here to Colorado? Do you want to try out the high altitude racing, or what brought you here?
Well, pit rally.
Yeah.
With Rick Douglas.
Okay.
And they really, Front Range Airport really wanted a mile type of event to be attracted to the area. And so they contacted us and asked us if we'd come up and co-venture to put the event on.
Now, while you were talking, you were saying this is a race event, top speed race event, right?
Correct.
Kind of for everybody. So you don't have to have a GTR or Hellcat, right?
No.
What are some of the craziest vehicles you've had out? Not just here, but in general, in the other places you do this.
I guess it's maybe not so much crazy vehicles as it is everyday drivers.
Okay.
You know, so you get your everyday sports cars, right? So such as y'all got a Hellcat.
Yep.
That you're bringing out, but we get tons of Challengers that come out, a lot of Corvettes, Porsches. You know, your everyday vehicles. That, and then you get your Lamborghinis, and we do have in Texas, we do have a completely built electric Mustang body style, but it's not actually a Mustang.
Yep.
But we do have a complete electric vehicle.
I think it's time to go to the Hellcat mode.
Let's do it.
Let's do track mode
You
here.
gonna do the honors?
Yeah, 700 plus. And then you want this turned off?
Yeah, we're gonna turn that off. We'll do it
turn
just like we
everything.
did at the drag strip.
Yeah. How did it feel at 150?
Non-event.
Really?
Yeah, just really, really simple and easy, and
Air conditioner on.
it just went for a cruise. It does go by pretty quick,
Yeah.
funny enough.
Yeah.
You know, like I was past the mile, I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be braking. And so, you know, I hit the brakes and had no problem stopping.
All right, so I watched the other Hellcat go. There's another Hellcat here. It's a Charger, not a Challenger.
Right. Well, there's the Challenger there.
There's the other. Yeah, there's a gray Hellcat Challenger. The other guy, the Charger, went 170.
Oh, okay.
So now you've got.
So that's the bar has been
that's the
set.
bar. It was like 170 point something.
All right. So 700 horsepower mode, standing mile. Try not to blast the tires off this thing, and remember to shift it drive so it doesn't hit the rev limiter. And then just hang on, see what she'll do. A little bit left foot brake. That's a pretty good launch. Shifting hard now in 700 horsepower mode. 114 according to the speedometer through the quarter. 140 through the half. 151, 152. Moves around a little bit. There we go, past the mile. And we'll see what it says. Lots of flashy lights, very pretty. So I can definitely feel the car in the 700 horsepower mode moving around a little bit more. Transmission was very clunky shifting, but then it's just in the SRT mode. So there we go, first run 167.8. You know, kind of an interesting thing is considering the 500 versus 707 horsepower versions of it. So what does your 207 horsepower get you in a standing mile? And the answer is it gets you 12 miles an hour, almost 13. So 13 miles an hour for 200 horsepower. That doesn't sound like a lot, does it? But it also reminds us that aerodynamic drag is within the square of the speed. So as you go faster, every increment of speed takes more and more horsepower. So at a low speed, to go another mile an hour, you might only need 1 or 2 horsepower. At a high speed, you might be into the 30, 40, 50, 100 horsepower just to get 1 more mile an hour if your speeds are up over 200, 300. So it gives you an idea, again, of how aerodynamics work and why horsepower is king whenever you're doing any sort of distance power type racing like we are here with a standing mile.
One more, come on, one more selfie.
Selfie, one more selfie.
Please, one selfie. One more selfie. There you go, thank you.
Stock automatic, stock tires.
So my transmission slash driver was Fubar, M6.
Yeah, cool.
I just pulled the 164 and a half.
Right.
That was short shift in 4th gear.
Yeah. I actually started manual in 2nd. I can almost go full throttle right away, almost. You just had to launch it, baby it a little bit, feather it a bit, and then I just put it in drive and let it do its thing the rest of the way. Everything's turned off, no traction control, all of that turned off.
Are you in street suspension?
I did do the last run, but the last run was slower, so I had it in track earlier. Didn't make much difference.
I've heard a rumor that street suspension is better for launching.
Theoretically, it would be, yeah.
But
Theoretically,
I don't know.
It doesn't make that much of a difference here. It just comes down to horsepower. The launch isn't that important.
Right.
You know, it can hurt you, but it can't really help you.
Right.
You know, so as long as you get off the line decently, it's horsepower and drag.
Did you see me go up and smoke?
Yeah, in the beginning, yeah. I don't know, and what kind of fuel you're running too. So.
The Performance 101 VP.
Oh, that's good. We just have 91. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Sorry.
So he's running performance fuel.
Yeah, nothing. He didn't get anything out of
You
it.
didn't get anything out of it, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Paul. 3 runs, and you pretty much at the last 2 runs were right at 167, which is probably where it belongs, right? You said the guy told you that's where.
Yeah. 167.8, I think it was.
Yep.
So that was the quickest run, and yeah, you can just kind of feel in that those final shifts, you can just feel the acceleration sort of petering out, and again, I think the altitude got the better of us a little bit, maybe the temperature a little bit. It's not that hot, but it's still a heat up on successive runs. But it was cool.
You know, it was fun, dude. I envy you Now I wish I had done it.
Jump in and do it.
I don't have the wristband.
No.
Yeah, we could. No, we won't do that.
Anyone have a saw or something? A little bit of tape.
So we had fun. I don't think we proved anything.
No, I like the 500 to 700 horsepower mode. That was
Yeah.
kind of cool to see that 12 mile an hour difference there, so you can see what 200 horsepower means.
12 miles an hour. That's nothing.
That's it.
Yeah, I know.
It's
It's
funny.
it's
When-
absolutely crazy.
When you're talking about 155 to 170 something, it's not a lot. So.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and of course,
Real world reviews.
yeah, real world 1 mile top speed reviews. Where else are you gonna get that?
Whatever
Damn.
it takes. We'll do it.
I'm just a hired help.
Is this a hot rod? It's a
Yeah.
hot rod.
It's Bonneville hot rod.
Wow. How much horsepower?
Oh, I don't know. It's a 302. So
Not enough.
not enough. We never have enough.
How fast do you think you go?
We've went 190,
4.
94. So
194. That's not bad.
So it's got
Not here.
Not
a
here,
supercharger.
Bonneville.
Yeah,
Yeah, 471.
471. Oh, that's cool. On a small block Chevy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can tell.
He's had all this stuff. He's had all this stuff since 1960. We have the original blowers, the original camshafts. We got everything.
I love
Fuel
all. Is it
injection.
like an unpolished
Yeah.
blower? Is
It's
it
all-
magnesium?
It's a
aluminum?
it's a Krager, original Krager
Okay.
aluminum one, but
You know
it's
those,
all
like those old magnesium 671s
yeah,
and stuff.
The early ones.
That's a Detroit diesel blower.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a GM blower.
Well, yeah, but it's just like
Aluminum case. Yeah.
471, and it's all the stock stuff from the back in that age.
Did you guys run at Bonneville?
Yeah, we've run there since 09.
Did you run this year?
Oh, we're going
You're going. Oh, okay.
next week.
Oh, it's next week.
It
Okay.
was flooded the last couple of years, wasn't it?
Yeah.
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 They had the big meet like 2
weeks ago.
We always go to the small.
Oh, okay. I didn't
You
realize
can-
there was more than
You
one.
can run more.
Right, right.
So where does it get air? Underneath?
Pulls that off.
Oh, so
Pulls that off.
Can I pull it off?
No, it's got a
It's
spring in
hooked
there.
in there, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's got a spring. Oh, it does have a spring, yeah. Look at that.
Bungee.
Little bungee cord, okay. Is that enough air coming through? It must be.
You can shove it through there. That speed.
And in our earlier days, we did some crazy things like street luges, and we even have at this event, in our Arkansas Mall event, we have a racing RV.
How fast does the RV go? What's the top speed?
He's done a little over 109.
Okay, all right. And what's the fastest anybody's done at any of your events? What's the record?
The record at any of our events
Yeah.
is 280.1.
Wow, that's pretty fast. Do you know what kind of car did that?
Yes, it was a Ford GT.
Ford GT?
Modern day Ford GT.
Modern day Ford GT. I take it
Correct.
it was tuned and modified.
Yes, tuned and modified, but still, it's still in factory trim, has AC, has all of those types of things on it.
And like 2,000 horsepower or more.
I don't know the exact horsepower, but yes, it's definitely significantly up there, but very dependable.
What kind of makes this unique from other forms of racing, would you say?
You know, it depends on what you're kind of comparing it against.
It's called
from that,
weekend racing.
yeah, from weekend racing,
Yeah.
from that perspective. It gives you a safe, fun environment. How this even started was because of all the street racing, high-speed, top-end, high-end cars out on the beltways and
The outlaw
straightaways, right, taking place out on the highways. And so we decided to put this event on to bring those people so that they could actually have true bragging rights. And we always say instead of, and no tickets, right? And no penalties from that particular perspective. And then plus you don't put an innocent bystander at risk. In that case, out on the highways. And you get real recognition. And then it gives you an opportunity that what we have found with our racing is the camaraderie that has built between the racers, that they actually made these destination events, not just a racing event.